Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Grass and Grain with me, Jack O'Brien. Today we are, well, we're down by the, the old farm buildings. You may remember if you watched the last episode there that we were doing a little bit of haulage. We were hauling stone down from the quarry, way up in the hillside there. And we got the same contractors in to come and actually spread it around for us and compact it. So this is not quite finished, but this is what's going to be the start of a new pad. And it's actually... We've sold off this little block of land and these stone buildings here, so these aren't going to be ours. We've actually, well, I say we sold it, we're going to be selling the buildings that we managed to get built up there. So we're going to square this off here, so this little bit is left to go. It's being rolled in layers at the moment by this big heavy roller here. And it's taking a lot of, that's going to be going pretty much all day, just rolling backwards and forwards. But we are, yeah, we're filling it in. And it's coming together, and the idea being that we can build this up and then we can build the pads, like build houses onto here as well. So we're looking with the old buildings there, this guy here, we're looking to get another 3 houses on that we're looking to sell, which should bring us in a little bit of extra money. But yeah, we're working with the contractor who had the equipment up in the quarry. That's his machine there, and that's his roller. And we're just slowly getting this all built up. But yeah, it's coming together actually, quite pleased with it. So we're going to keep on hauling stone down. There's a bit of a break because they're doing some work on the canal, but that's what it's looking like at the moment there. And I think it's going to be quite good. It's going to be a great opportunity. Really is going to be quite interesting to see where it goes, and we'll see how it is. But today we've got a few different things that we need to be looking to doing. We're going to be starting in the theatre. We've got the sprayer on the back. We need to go and get some. We got some weeds coming through. There's been some good growing weather of late. And the weeds have just jumped on that. So we're going to take the truck back up. There goes the nave up. And we're going to just try and get ourselves all set up in a way so that we can get some broadleaf herbicide down. Yeah, because we need to get a lot of our ground covered. So we're going to take this truck, take the truck back up to the yard there. Everything's set up. Even put the row crops onto the Fiat just the other day. So we can kind of get started with that. Oh, there's another one coming. Let's move out of the way of you. Hello. Awesome. And yeah, we'll just turn up here, get out of the way of these guys. So yeah, busy. It poured down yesterday and the day before, so there's still no more grass cut, but that does mean that it's good growing condition anyway, so we're expecting in the next kind of week or so for it to dry back out again, so we should be able to get going with the hay. Or at least that's the hope. Now we'll have to see about that, but we do have plenty of land to get going at anyway. With our ground though as well right now, all the spring crops that are in the ground do need a hit of nitrogen soon as well, just to kind of really accelerate that. But to start with, we just need to get these weeds under control first. But once we've done that, then yeah, we should be looking pretty good. We go this way. Oh, it's a bit of a blind junction, but never mind, we're out. And away we go. So yeah, I was just hauling down some supplies from down there. There's a few diesel drums and some wood for them to start framing. So yeah, that should be quite good for them. Get that all ticked off nice and quickly. But yeah, estimated time for that is to get all 3 houses built there is, it's going to be a good year project really. Depending upon how quickly we can get certain things ticked off. But the idea is, at least, the farm buildings themselves were not possible or not capable to be a working farm anymore. They were required too much of a refurbish and a rebuild really in most instances, and it was just the ground was too low. It was flooding there too many occasions, so we decided not to bother taking the risk. We'll sell off those houses, and that money can go towards developing the yard we have up here. And we'll see what that looks like over the coming days, weeks, months, years as we continue to develop. So excited about that one, excited to see where it can all go. Here. So what we do with this is just stick it around that corner there eventually, I think. But for now we'll just park it up here. I want to get out in the sprayer whilst it's nice and calm. Excellent stuff. So you can see we've got the mighty row crops on the 11090 there. This is going to be our designated sprayer tractor once again. Excellent stuff. It does make for the slightly more uncomfortable ride, but we'll see how it goes. I am looking at thinking about trying to get like some sort of primitive GPS on here, which will allow us just to get a little bit more of an accurate spray. You can get some which are just work off the wheel there and kind of have a drive motor built onto the side of the wheel. We could look at that, or we could even get one of the really old school ones, which is just like a row of lights. When you bang on the money, it gives you a green light. When you straighten off to the left or the right, it gives you a red light. So we might look into something like that. But either way, it would be good just to, when we have no tram lines, because we've got grass to go and spray today as well. When we get to that situation there, it would be quite nice to have a bit of a variation, really. But we'll see how that goes. We're going to start, though, with some of the spring crops that we got into the ground. And we'll see what we can get covered today. Oh, hello again. Tractors are all over the place today. So how have you been anyway? I hope everything is wonderful, whatever you get up to, wherever you are in the world. Do let me know down below what you're working on. Always very keen and interested to hear what that is and what the particular challenges at the moment in your farm. Right now, like I say, we're just struggling a little bit with the weather. Just trying to get a reasonably good day to get cracking, really, or a good stretch of warm weather so we can push through, but don't seem to get that as much as one would perhaps like. But yeah, with the short intermittent showers we get, then with the warm weather, it's just perfect growing weather for weeds. So that's what we need to get controlled first. We have in the region about 200 acres of spring barley in the ground right now. A little bit of oilseed rape as well, and a small block of spring oats. Spring oats are more of just like a trial, really. Curiosity just to see how they actually perform and what that might look like moving forward there as a viable alternative. So we'll have to see. Oh, come on, lady, out the way. Now we're going to go into here, so we're just going to swing over here for now. Wonderful. So this is one of our crops of oats there. You can see it is looking a little bit covered in places. Little few spots of weeds coming up there, so we are putting down a broadleaf herbicide to get on top of that. Oh, sorry there, buddy. A little bit, and we'll get into the field. So yeah, there's just a few that have beaten us and has just started to come through. So what we'd like to do where possible is try and get ahead of it and prevent any more coming down. So that's what we'll do with this. We'll treat it now. It should do us for the next stage. We're in tier 1 at the moment with the wheat, so there's I beg your pardon, no, it's tier 2. So we are looking to get some more nitrogen on just to give it a boost as it continues to grow. So we'll have to see how that looks. But yeah, this will just stop the weeds from coming through and kill off those that are already here. Give us the best chance to get a good yielding crop off the end of it. And then yeah, back on with the fertilizer spinner. Again, we might look to put that onto the feet here just because of the row crops there. We don't want to damage any of the crop. And we'll get some fertilizer put down here in due time as well. It's traveling quite well on the ground at the moment, which is always a blessing. Let's just stop that. Pull back. Beautiful day for it now, though, after we got rid of all that nasty weather yesterday. Really, really good. Oh, I want to be careful there. We are putting a little bit finer application down on this boom that we're looking at, purely because I don't want to be... And we're a bit worried about drift into the water course, so we'll just kind of lower our application rate there, which should mean that we're going to be okay. Yeah, it's just something that I really try and pay as much attention to as possible to limit any runoff of any sort. Okay, back we go. Excellent stuff. And the good thing about this little field, it is the small block of oats that we're playing with here and having a bit of a demonstration, a trial really. Not too big to get through, so it doesn't take us too long to cover at all, which is always very handy. We'll just run up and get this, get the up and downs done, and then yeah, we're out of here, moving on to the next one. So we'll probably, at this point, we've got that, we're going to go to the field over the road there as well, just by the buildings, get that one done. And then we're going to go to the hillside as well, get some more done there. So plenty for us to get going with. We'll see how we get on. And then of course we'll come back to you in just a little while and see what update we can give you. So we're in the field of oilseed rape. We're going to just unfold this, and before we start spraying, we're just going to get out and have a bit of a look actually. In the last episode there, we did talk about how we had to pull down the dryer. It's actually looking like a very fit crop of rape. I just need to get rid of those weeds in here, and then we're really kicking on. So here it is. This is what's left of it, at least. We've got a big load of scrap that needs to get kicked out of here at some point soon. So this is, we had to get a bit of a crane in just to help drag this away. Wasn't able to record that, unfortunately, but this is what's left of the grain auger. The big actual dryer itself has already been shipped out on the back of a truck, and that we broke that down into as many small pieces as possible just to get it out of here. And now we are now we're moving on, and likely, I don't know, the small stuff, that's fine. We can just put it onto, probably even onto my truck and trailer and get rid of it. The big old tank here, I don't know how we're gonna get rid of that, if we have to cut it up or what we're gonna do, but we'll figure that one out. If we can find somewhere big enough to get rid of it as is, we might, but yeah, cost implications of that could be too big, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that's left. As I look over here, the rest of this yard is going to stay pretty much as it is right now. We are looking at, on the other side of the silage pit there are a few old, there's a big pile of rubble really, which we'll try and probably use it to fill in gateways somewhere and level things out that way, but we'll see how that goes. For now though, they just continue to roll and compact. This Hitachi is going to go back up the hill once they're ready to break some more stone out the hillside there. They're actually building a small lumber yard there, so they need to clear a little bit more space. I think they're waiting for some more surveys to be done as far as that's concerned, but that's where that'll be going. And then we'll see how that all looks, and hopefully that'll be kind of, we'll get some more free stone there, which is going to be a real saving. The cost for putting stone into there would have been huge if I had to stump it all up myself. We actually need to lower that boom height down a little bit. Stick that down there, wonderful. And yeah, let's get this one done. Up we go, and we go, perfect. But yeah, other than that, it's going to be a good project. We might lose a bit of this field after harvest, just so we can landscape around this houses there. But that's not a problem at all there, given that if we've been looking at it, if we build the right kind of house there, we can really, in keeping with what's in the region as well. So if you look at the old buildings that we have down in the village, if we get something similar to that, then we can really get a nice, a good value for each of the three new houses that we're building. And then after that, we'll refurbish the fourth house as well. The original one that's there, and the barns will be converted as well. So for a small yard like this, it's the most economically viable thing to do, with the highest profit margin as well. The land, will continue to farm the land. We can always get insurance to cover any damaged crops or flooded out crops. That's not a problem. Trying to obtain insurance for the farm buildings again after what just happened, that is a completely different problem to try and bridge. So something that we're not going to be able to do very easily here, that is for sure. We can, as you look over the river there, you can see we stacked up all the silage bales. I just went down with the loader and telehandler actually and did all those. Just easy to do them all in the corner. We'll leave them there until we need them. That is going to be hay ground up next, so we need to get that one all coming along nicely. And we get that firing so we can actually get a good second cut of hay off there, and maybe even a late silage crop off there as well. That would be the hope and dream. So we'll see how that goes. But ultimately, yeah, everything's coming along. Not too disappointed by how we're progressing at the moment. It's we did need the rain, so it'd be nice if it would stop now for a consistent period. Actually looking forward to trying to get into harvest as well whenever that arrives. That'd be quite good to be able to get firing on all cylinders there. And I think we should be able to. Well, for our own stuff, it might be 2 months out yet, but maybe for any contract work, it shouldn't be too far away. and we'll see how we get on, really. This bridge has all been fully repaired now since the flood, which is nice there. It's all taken care of. And that shed still needs to be knocked down as well. So what we'll probably do is, with the contractor who's bringing in the old, bringing in the hardcore, once that's finished, we're going to get him to spend the day just flattening that shed, I think. And we'll see how that looks. But yeah, it's kind of really an end of an era there, but it's a bit scruffy and I don't want to leave it as it is right now. So any hardcore that we get as well, we can probably use to landscape out the and use the sub base really for around the buildings there. So that's what we'll probably look to try and achieve. But yeah, I'll be keeping you along for the ride to show you how that building is coming along, how it's progressing there. So make sure you stay up to date and in tune with everything that's going on. Because yeah, I think it could be very interesting to see how that develops for sure. There we go. Excellent stuff up the hill. Wonderful. I do love having this old theatre. It doesn't do as much work as it used to do, but it's glorious to have just to work on the sprayer in events such as this. Really nice. It's got plenty of power in it to do exactly this job, and it's just nice to have around a good flexible tractor that we can use for any need and event that arises, really. It's very simple. Ideally, we'd like to get some more munders in here for the sprayer. That's maybe something we'll have to look at as the next upgrade. But yeah, it is. Couldn't ask for much more with it really at the moment. What we're going to do though, we're going to finish this field off here right now, and then we'll be moving on up the hill to get some more done there as well. But yeah, it shouldn't take us too long to do after that. We'll get around there. After that, yeah, we will be back to the yard. No more silage jobs coming in anytime soon, so the silage trailers, silage sides are going to come off the Baileys. Get everything set up ready to start mowing some hay when that comes around. Might get a little bit more nitrogen on some of the grassland as well, but hopefully we'll be on with that sooner rather than later. And yeah, we can really kick on and develop. So we'll probably leave it here for now. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have and you've yet to do so, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and we'll bring you more updates along the rest of the way. So until then though, thank you ever so much for watching. I have been Jack O'Brien. This has been Grass and Grain. We will see you in the next one. Until then, catch you later.